G'day, Paulie here from Hero. I wanted to tell you guys a little bit about what it is I've been experiencing over the last few weeks, which is really fitted in nicely with the concept of yin and yang. Now, if you haven't heard, you probably have heard of the actual concept of yin and yang. It's an ancient Chinese philosophy that really is a concept about dualism and describing like a seemingly opposite collection of forces that can actually come together and become complementary and even interconnected in an interesting paradigm and a paradox. But the thoughts behind yin and yang really are yang being this masculine energy and yin being a more feminine energy. And I feel like in my personal circumstance, I've probably been getting some warning signs from my body that I've been a little bit too yang dominant, working a little bit too hard, other stresses surrounding COVID, and just stresses that permeate into my own personal world. And I was probably calling out for a little bit more yin in my life until my body gave me the opportunity in no uncertain way through sickness to let me know that I needed to slow down. Now, how can we kind of pick up on these signs? Really, it's just about tuning in, I think, and that's something that I'm going to be really a lot more aware of. But in Hero, we use yin and yang a hell of a lot as well because balance is the key. You can have these opposite forces working against you, or you can have them working as a tremendous advantage. And that's why we use yin as a prominent force in our hero programs, that feminine energy to be able to just release, relax, and create space in your body. And so what does all this mean when it comes to like tangibility? Well, yang, generally speaking, is that, like as I said before, that more masculine force where you can develop strength, that kind of stuff, where you can work against gravity to be able to create time under tension. For example, if you're doing a squat, instead of just dropping down into a squat, you can go down over a 10-second eccentric phase, which is drawing yourself down, developing that strength, that masculinity, that bruteness to be able to create that brawn in your body. And what would be a perfect complement for that yang would be a nice yin style program, which is really just working with gravity. And I've been experimenting with this a hell of a lot recently since I've started to recover from illness. And the way I've been doing that is just surrendering to gravity and allowing myself to fall into a pose over a few minutes, 3 to 5 minutes, where I can just open up my hips. Let's say it was, a frog stretch, for example, and I draw my knees out and I just allow my hips to just draw back to my heels through gravity. And something amazing happens after 1.5 to 2 minutes. You start to allow all those defenses in your body to just surrender, and you start to work into your fascia, and that starts to release. And then that starts to permeate into your mind, and your mind starts to release. And it's a pretty powerful process that I'm starting to kind of work through, and I can't wait to actually develop something so I can show you guys specifically what I'm talking about, because it's super powerful. Just thought I'd share that with you because this is my own personal experience of me not listening to it, but also in the process of now coming back to healing, seeing the power in trying to create that balance. And it doesn't have to get to a point where I was at, where I was out of balance to a point where I got sick. The idea is for you to be able to balance out your weeks through an appropriate amount of strength, yang related work, but also to be able to create mobility, stretching, suppleness, yin related work throughout the tapestry of your week or even your day. It really does just depend on the way your week is looking, the way your day is feeling. And that's where, one-on-one coaching with me and Daniel will be such an important component of this, because if you are feeling like you need a more feminine workout, that's a communication that needs to take place between me and you, and we can guide you to be able to achieve your results. So I hope that gave you some kind of insight into where you're at currently. If you feel like you need to slow down a little bit and pay a little bit more attention to surrendering and allowing gravity, either physically or metaphorically, to take hold, and just slow down, do it. Trust me, it's a good thing. I just wanted to take a moment to talk to you about some friends of Hero. No matter what your postcode, Part&Parcel deliver on an ethically curated selection of healthy household staples at close to wholesale prices. So whether it's the knowledge that your olive oil has been cold pressed to maintain its antioxidant properties, or that your flour has been stone ground to retain its nutrients, they empower their members to make confident choices. Now, if this all sounds appealing to you, Part&Parcel is offering a 30-day free trial, and you can use the link below to get $25 off your first order. It's time to put your money where your values are.